This is absolutely horrible, but I now have an angel of rape. I can't believe that, but yeah. Becky G is someone I thought she was so cute when, like, 10 years ago, when she something under my eye. Yeah, she was very cute when she first came out 10, 11 years ago. And my only memory of her is just me thinking, please don't corrupt this nice image. I really like just the shower one that she had, and the Becky G one. I mean, I thought it was very cute, and I kind of didn't want her to get corrupted. In fact, my actual recommendation for her was for her to not join the music industry because it's all evil and disgusting. But yeah, I didn't actually realize she was still making music. I have only just come across her songs now. And today I have been making videos where I've been kind of looking at. God, this really put some eyeliner on today, and it's kind of. But yeah, I have been looking at I was looking at the difference between sex trafficking versus racketeering, because I never knew what the word racketeering was. But I think it's really horrible that sex trafficking is such an awful thing, and yet people would class whatever R. Kelly was doing as sex trafficking, and even Jeffrey Epstein. You know, the girls weren't being forced to sleep with people; they were being encouraged by from what I heard, from what I've understood, the girls were being encouraged to sleep with people for large amounts of money, and I'm sure a lot of the sessions would have just been normal massage, but occasionally they offered extras. You know, that's what I got from it, which is how massage is. You can work as a masseuse, and you can do plenty of just normal massage, regular normal sessions, and then occasionally you can have people that kind of offer huge amounts for extras. And but yeah, I just there should be different words for these different things. And I didn't actually know what racketeering was. I mean, to me, that just sounds like some sort of game, racket game, a tennis game or something. But yeah, I've looked it up, and it's false business deals. And you know, when thinking about it, you know, there are a lot of girls who go into prostitution for different reasons. But some of them are for false reasons. You know, we'll take you to America, and we'll pay for your accommodation, and all you need to do is just work off the fees of porting you there. And then when they get to America, they realize that the fees are like £30,000 or something, and then they're now forced to work extortionate amounts of clients, just to pay off an overly large fee that was completely unfair and unjustified, and they didn't realize. And you know, that does actually, I would say that actually counts more as sex trafficking, because you're forcing people to do something against their will. You know, when they're there, that counts as sex trafficking because they're actually doing something against their will. But say if it's not 30,000, say if it's just like a few hundred, and then you're not forcing people to do things against their will. They have chosen to go into prostitution. They know what the terms are, but at the same time, it's just an unfair business arrangement because of, I don't know, because of it's a lesser term at what I'm saying. So I'm not very good at explaining it because I haven't really thought about it properly. I haven't thought about it properly because I don't want to think about it properly. This is not my area, and right now, if the courts are ignoring me, then it's just like, well, what's the point of coming up with this if no one's actually listening to me? But yeah, I was thinking about this today, and yeah, I've come across Becky G's songs for the first time in a long time. I didn't, I don't think I've talked about her at all in time, and yeah, it's different types. There's lots of different. Some of her songs seem to be quite innocent, and there's nothing like obviously wrong about them. But if you think about it, it can be like grooming. Like there was one where it just seemed like two young people, you know, having a good time and stuff. But then if you change that, and if you saw, say, the girl as being like 15, and the older guy as being like a 40-year-old, then suddenly it's like you're getting, you can see the film as the music video as if like the younger girl is having like a delusion that she's in a relationship with someone of a similar age, when really that's not the truth. And I feel like if you see it from that perspective, that you're seeing a sort of delusion version. I'd love to change the ending of that, where you kind of go through the same clips, only this time with two different people, one being very old and one being very young, and then you can kind of show how the whole video itself was actually just a delusion of what a younger person might feel when dating an older guy. often younger people feel older than they actually are. But yeah, and then there's some that I think the Secrets one or something. There's one where she's got like bugs crawling all over her. I mean, that's obviously the sort of darkest type of rape, because she's the angel of rape. And yeah, I would say that's definitely that's the hold people hostage and murder them literally. And then you've got other ones which are more sort of on the racketeering side, which is probably to do with false businesses, but false business deals, but the girl's not realizing that it's a bad deal. Um, and you know, I haven't watched that many videos, but I have watched. There was one I didn't actually post it. I thought I posted it, but I think I was posting too many videos. But there was one I was watching a video about um, sex prostitution in America, and they had some women who were saying that they had a boyfriend and they were very much in love, and they thought the world of their guy, and they would have done anything for their guy. And when their guy said, hey, we need money, would you go and sleep with some guys to make some money? And them being agreeing to this because it's like, well, this is my partner, we want to make money, and it's the easiest way to make money. And so she started off, that's how she started off doing prostitution for the sake of her guy. But then she found that the guy kept wanting to take the money off her and not letting her have it, or saying that she can have it but taking it off her and then saying, I'll give it to you back to you later, and not actually giving it back later. I think it sort of started off like that. And then she said it progressed, because when she wanted to stop, he would actually start beating her up and saying, I'm going to beat you up unless you do this. And then she found herself trapped and needing to run away. And I think it took like a year or two for them to run away. It's a hard how it's hard to think that people can end up in this position where you're dating a guy who's literally forcing you to be a prostitute and beating you up, but at the same time you still stay with them. I mean, I feel like that's a really hard situation to imagine, but I can understand why people will get into that position, because when I had this mad crush on Martin, I would have easily, I would have had sex with other people if that's what he wanted. I mean, it's madness, and that's why I think that I was under some sort of spell, and I think that's why I knew I was under some sort of spell at the time, because it's like, why? I know nothing about this guy. Why would I feel this way? I mean, it was crazy. I know it was crazy, but because I felt that, that's how I felt. Like I would have done anything to get him back, even though it made no sense why I felt that way, because I didn't even like him, or we were very different and stuff. But if women do get into that horrible situation of feeling like they love someone even though they're treating them like crap, I don't understand it, but I do, because I've experienced it, and I feel like it was some sort of spell or something, and I maybe they feel that same way, like they're compelled to be with someone, but they don't know why they feel that way. And yeah, it's, I don't know what it is, but it's madness. That's what it is, and people need to see it as madness. And I think having this angel, this singer, being the angel of rape, there's a lot of girls that might not see racketeering as, or pimping. If someone's forcing you to have sex and taking 10%, but also making out that he's not forcing you, that you're doing it of your choice, but at the same time he's putting you down and making you feel like you can't do anything else. There's lots of different degrees of forcing someone, and forcing someone could just be that I don't want to work in a shop, and this is the only thing that I can do to not work in a shop. Or forcing could be, I've got these guys who are my friends, and my friends want this, and you have to offer it to them because you, I don't know why. I don't understand why so many people would get involved in prostitution. I think brainwashing is part of the problem. Guys being brainwashed into thinking that because they're a guy, because they're a dick, because they have a dick and are a dick, they therefore need to buy sex. And music just does not help at all. There's lots of brainwashing in the music industry, and Sean Paul as well, and 50 Cent both. Although I'm pretty sure 50 Cent stopped making songs for a long time. I remember when I first started being Christ and telling people that there's stuff in the songs. I'm pretty sure he actually 50 Cent went off the music and went off the music scene and disappeared for like 7, 8 years. And ever since I've been talking about setting up some fake rape thing, that's when I've noticed that he's come back. So yeah, all the sick songs that he's doing, I'm pretty sure they weren't that. I'm pretty sure they weren't around like 5 years ago or something. I don't know. I don't know, but it's yeah, it's horrible to see so many things, so many songs that make pimping seem cool because it's not cool, but at the same time, there's a huge number of people that think pimping is cool, and regardless to the songs that are existing and famous, they will still think that it's cool. And if there is an angel of rape, and if I was to talk about the songs and say why this is rape because it looks like it's talking about an underage person, this is rape because she's talking about wanting to be with an older guy, but she looks like she's in a basement locked up in a prison cell. And I feel like this is an example of rape because they all look like kind of prostitutes on the street and look like they've got pimps that are soliciting this and encouraging them, and you know treating them like crap and making them feel like prostitution is their only way of making money. There's different levels of force and different persuasion tactics or grooming tactics, and I feel like her songs kind of cover a range. um, but yeah, I don't know how she'll feel about this because but anyway.